with Stump and Shake and being in the South, you're going to hear people say, "Oh, this is ghetto," or "We don't like this. This is not cheerleading." And of course, we see the comments. Like we had a video go viral. I'm talking like over 50K people saw it, and like it was some comments of people like, "Oh, that's not Southern University. They don't need to be doing that. We want the traditional cheerleaders back." Blah 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 blah. And my girls didn't say anything. It have been instances where their own peers on campus have even said stuff on Twitters, and we don't say anything. And we don't say anything because I am Justin Plummer. I am a 21-year-old from the great city of St. Louis, Missouri. I am currently majoring in mathematics with a minor in secondary education, and I serve as the founder and the head coach of Cold Blue Stump and Shake here at Southern University.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I am a 19-year-old sophomore at Southern University from Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm majoring in pre-nursing. I am class of 2022 rookie of Code Blue Stomp and Shake at Southern University.
My name is Jasmine Spice. I'm a junior here at Southern University, and I've been on Cold Blue Stomp and Shake 3 years now. I'm a 3-year vet.
Okay. And talk to a little bit about your journey to becoming a member of Code Blue and just your background in cheer.
Okay, so coming on Cold Blue, I tried out my freshman year, which was spring 21. I had came from traditional cheer in my high school, so it was definitely a huge adjustment. Justin made sure that I adjusted to the style, and he stayed on me until I got where I need to be. Like I said, it's been a journey, a great one, and I've learned a lot.
So Cold Blue started in 2019. Mainly when I first started Cold Blue, the main goal was to bring the St. Louis style of cheerleading to Southern University. But once I realized that a lot of students on campus really wasn't getting the opportunities to be able to, cheer on a collegiate level. I started doing it more for that, just because I wanted to give them the opportunity to express their ways unapologetically within cheer and express their talents. Because of course, we have amazing SU cheerleaders. The talents and the things that they do, not everybody was trained to do those things. Not everybody had the resources. Not everybody had those coaches that were able to teach them those things, such as tumbling and stunting. So when I brought Cold Blue Stump and Shake, I wanted to be the total opposite of that, because I wanted to give people a chance to know, like, you can be an athlete without learning how to tumble or learning how to stunt. And even though those things are amazing, it's just about bringing something that is allowing others to feel comfortable at the university, because Southern can be very traditional sometimes, but I think that I have provided those students with the opportunity to be able to do something on a collegiate level, especially because it's a little hard coming in as an athlete, and because you don't know how to tumble and because you don't know how to stunt, basically being told that you can't be a cheerleader. That's the end of your cheerleading career right after high school. And I wanted to break that status quo. I wanted them to come in and say, okay, well, if I can't do that, then I have another option of something that I could do. Say one of the obstacles I faced definitely had to be just starting the organization as a whole. With Louisiana, they're so used to traditional style cheering. They're used to seeing people flipping. And once I brought Cold Blue, it was like a blare. Like, everybody was like, no. We had people telling us that we was like the reject cheerleading team. People telling us that we was too big to make the team. It was just like a lot of stuff that was going on. But of course, I didn't let those things break me down, because I know that I had a greater purpose. Even just starting the organization with student affairs, it was like they really didn't want to accept us because we already had an acting cheerleading squad. And of course, I'm fighting for the organization and letting them know, like, we have the same goal as the cheerleaders, but we're not the cheerleaders. We're not trying to do the same thing that they're trying to do. We are trying to coexist. We want to be on the same campus. We're supporting the same team. So if we already have the fabulous dancing dolls and the golden blues, why can't we have Code Blue and the issue cheerleaders?
I like that. And we'll get a little bit more into that second. But Destiny, talk about your journey into being a member of Code Blue.
Well, when I first started, I came from traditional cheer from Shreveport at Captain Shreve High School. So when I first came to Southern, I actually did want to be a cheerleader, but I knew that I didn't have the abilities to tumble and stunt like those girls can. So I looked into Code Blue Stomp and Shake, and I started to learn more about it. And I tried out. Once I tried out, I honestly did not think that I was going to make the team. But Justin helped me and molded me to become the cheerleader that I am now. I've grown so much as far as where I started then and where I started now. You could literally see it in the way like I stomp, my shakes. It's just like a great experience to do because you could be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know anything about this. I didn't even think that I could do this, just for me to be able to do this now. And I think it's a really big accomplishment. I've made so many sisters and my fellow brothers, of course, on the team. Great relationships with them. I absolutely love them. But it's more of a growing experience that you get from it and a feeling of accomplishment because a lot of people can't say, oh, I came from traditional cheer into Stomp and Shake and I look like this, and you would never be able to tell the difference. Or a lot of people can't say, oh, well, I didn't know how to do this, so like I kind of did not do it because I was scared to do it, because I jumped into it and I was scared, and now look at me now. It's a whole different cheerleader.
I would just say with traditional cheerleading is more of what you see on movies. It's more of like spirit oriented, and not saying Stomp and Shake is not, but like it's more, what's a good way to put it? Like enthusiastic. Whereas Stump and Shake is more hardcore. It's more like in your face, but it's also the same thing as traditional cheerleading. And then with traditional cheerleading, you see a lot of those cheerleaders stunt. You see a lot of those people tumble, things of that nature. Stump and Shake cheerleaders do the same, but you may not see as many. And I think that I love the difference between the two because it allows us to see like you can do this or you can do that. And it's one of those things where a lot of people, it's a preference. Like it's either you like you either like Stump and Shake or you like traditional. And especially coming in Louisiana, just in the South period, they are so used to that. So when sometimes an SC Code Blue, they'll be like, what is this? Like, this is so different. And some people actually love it. Like they'll see Stump and Shake and be like, wow, like this is actual cheerleading. And then of course you have some people that's on the other side, like that's not cheerleading, that's a form of stepping, which I'm here to tell y'all is not a form of stepping. It is a form of cheerleading. If we have things like competitive cheer, all-star cheer, Stump and Shake cheer, it's so many different diverse things that you can do. So why limit yourself to one?
But maybe, I don't know, Justin, maybe you can better answer
Yeah.
this, all of you, but talk about really, because you say it's a new organization and some people, like, oh, we don't
Yeah.
know. Talk a little bit about gaining respect on campus for the organization and especially for any, other people who may be thinking of starting something new like this. How did you really go about that?
So I would say gaining respect. The students love us. Like once Code Blue made our first like performance, the students was already rooting for us. I would just say it's a matter of working hard and making sure that the legacy doesn't go away. Being on campus, I always teach Code Blue like you are a student first. So them knowing that and just seeing the way that they carry themselves in public, I always tell them like, you need to make sure that you act like this. You need to make sure that you are a scholar. You need to make sure that you are professional. I'm teaching them how to do stuff that's longevity outside of Code Blue. And I think that the crowd, they see that. They see the way that we act in public. They see the way that they carry themselves. So it's kind of like the respect kind of came with the as long as Code Blue has been going. Like each year it gets better. Everybody's like, oh my God, like you want to be a part of Code Blue. Every year our tryout numbers go up. Like one year, I think our first year, maybe it was like 30 people. Then the second year, it turned into 50. The next year, it turned into 60. Now at 100, it's just like just being able to see that they can do it themselves, and then other people being able to come in and say, well, I came from traditional cheerleading, and you see like they came from traditional cheerleading as well, so if they can do it, I can do it. So it just it varies sometimes. I just think that a lot of people see the hard work and dedication that we put in, and they want to be a part of the team, and they respect everybody that's a part of the team.
Said the student body loves us. Like they ask for us to do various events on campus all the time, and we definitely feel the love. Like people come up to me all the time, just saying how much they love the team and how much they want to be a part. And even if they don't come try out, they're supposed to. But yeah, they make sure to voice that whenever they see us.
They need to ingrain water off the duck's back. I need them to understand that Code Blue is a business. And with Code Blue being a new organization, the expectation is literally at 200%. I think a lot of people, freshmen coming in, the people that really don't know Code Blue, they're looking at it like a recreational team. Like they're looking at it like, oh, like this is just a little team. But once they actually get on the team and they actually see all of the hard work and dedication that we do, they like, oh, this is like serious. Like I'm talking practice until 11 o'clock p.m., literally getting up at 5 o'clock a.m. to practice for a parade. So like one thing I really want people to know is that people that are a part of Code Blue, we take it very serious. And we love it so much, and we respect the organization. We respect the legacy so much that, once you become a part of a team like Code Blue, it's no longer about you. You are a part of a team now. So your individuality goes out of the window when you are a part of this group. And I want a lot of people to understand that, because one thing that I always stress to my team is that we are a team. We love each other. We are a family. We don't do drama. We don't do negativity. We always do team bonding. So if you're looking to become a part of Code Blue Stump and Shake, just make sure that when you choose us, you choose greatness. You choose longevity. You choose your education first. You choose excellence, and you choose the standard.
So don't give up when it gets hard, because you got to push yourself past your comfort zone or you're never going to succeed. Like that's even with life in general. If you don't step out of your comfort zone, you're not going to get far.
Right.
Agreed.
Also, I agree that water off a duck's back is the quote that you should carry daily if you're gonna do Cold Blue Stomp and Shake, because I can say I'm very sensitive. So it took me a lot to build that armor, build that shield that I needed to make sure I had to be on this team, because Justin is not going to sugarcoat anything with you. He's going to tell you straight up what you need to work on, what you need to do, whether you like it or not. So, and that's needed. So I'm glad that's something that he definitely helped me to develop within my character, being on this team.
I want to go back to you for a second, Justin, and even talk about like the leadership skills that you gained from starting an organization, of course, being into HBCU. Talk about that journey.
So when I first came into Southern University, I would say that I already had leadership capabilities, but I still had to grow. There was a point of time when Code Blue first started. It was kind of like, I think a lot of people forgot that I was like a freshman, because like I was going through so much and I was already 9 hours away from home. So sometimes I would come into practice with that mentality, and sometimes I would take it out on the team members. And I just had to learn and grow that you cannot do that. That's the business and the personal aspect. My personal life has nothing to do when I walk into the door of Code Blue. Code Blue has taught me how to be punctual, how to be professional, how to act accordingly, how literally water off the duck's back. I've learned that myself, and I thank them so much. Because a lot of stuff will be thrown at you. A lot of situations, just and you have to handle it with a smile and walk off, because at the end of the day, I want to protect the brand and I want to protect the legacy of Code Blue, and by any means that's going to happen, and I'm not going to allow my actions to affect that. And just being the founder of the organization, knowing that I have to handle at least 19 to 20 people, is great. Like, I have to kind of check myself first, because they're not going to be good if I'm not good. So I always have to, mask up my face and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do so that they can do what they need to do. And I'm growing every day. I'm only 21 years old. So, it's only up from here, students. So if you are a freshman watching this video, come into Southern University or transfer into Southern University, make sure that you go to our Instagram at HBR underscore code blue and look at the requirements. The application is in the bio, and we excited. Like, we ready to get this thing going. And yeah. Now, one thing about the cost, people have to understand that Code Blue Stump and Shake is not a funded organization at Southern University. So anything that you see us do, photo shoots, those uniforms that they pay for, practice uniforms, that all comes out of pocket. We fundraise. Of course, we speak to our advisor, which is, if those who do not know, Miss Nicolette Johnson. She is the Code Blue advisor. So we try to accommodate when it comes to stuff like that, but because we're not a funded organization, you kind of have to be ready to pay for anything. It's kind of what I tell them. Like, and I always give them an adequate time. I'll probably give them maybe like 4 or 5 weeks before. But because we're not funded, you kind of have to come out of pocket for everything.
That I would say if they want to see us doing like way more events and stuff like that, everybody needs to vouch for us. Y'all need to say, "Hey, I want to see Code Blue," because they, like I said, they ask us that all the time. Even though we do get asked to do a lot of stuff, but yeah, just continue to
Yeah.
vouch for us.
We do have a link. It should be somewhere on our page that y'all can go and click on to let us know what we need to what y'all want to see more of, and what we possibly need to work on more to do better as a team. So if y'all see that link, use it.
Yes, please, because I post that link on every performance. And that link is just basically tells you, it gives you the opportunity to watch our performance and say, okay, well, this is what they need to work on. So what I'll do is I'll come into practice, we'll look at all of the comments, we'll watch the video, and we'll work on those things, because ultimately they have a decision as well, because they are the crowd, and what we do entertains them. So of course we want their opinion.
Being on Code Blue, it is a lot dealing with being on a team and having to deal with critics all the time. But me personally, I would say that I let out anything that I'm feeling throughout my performance. So I don't take it personal, because they're haters on the outside. No offense, but it's true. Uh, and I just take it like a grain of salt. I just deal with it and go about my day, because what they think and how they see me does not affect me, because they're not coming at me, if that makes sense. And it's not a huge part of my life. Yes, I'm on Code Blue. Yes, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm in school as well as a nursing student, doing both, balancing both. I think that just goes to show how much I can do and how great I am, regardless of what you think of me or the team.
Okay, I can say that I knew coming on to student organization that was started, such as Cold Blue, and we already like currently have other teams on campus. I just feel like we're all here to do the same thing, and that's to support Southern University. So, yeah, we've ran into roadblocks, the critics, all of that, and it can be very frustrating because we work so hard to showcase our talents to our student body. Um, but like I said, I knew what I was coming into. I'm doing something that I enjoy, so I try not to let any of the negatives or critics get to me. It took a lot. Like I said, it is frustrating, but I'm just happy to be here and doing something I enjoy. So, yeah.
I usually teach the girls, and you probably heard me say this maybe like 7 or 8 times. Water off the duck back, because and with that saying, a lot of people really don't understand it. So if you get a cup of water and you pull it on a duck's back, it's literally going to roll off. So I teach my girls to do that because with Stump and Shake and being in the South, you're going to hear people say, "Oh, this is ghetto," or "We don't like this. This is not cheerleading." And of course, we see the comments. Like we had a video go viral. I'm talking like over 50K people saw it, and like it was some comments of people like, "Oh, that's not Southern University. They don't need to be doing that. We want the traditional cheerleaders back, blah, 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 blah." And my girls didn't say anything. It have been instances where their own peers on campus have even said stuff on Twitters, and we don't say anything. And we don't say anything because why should we? We know our work speaks for itself. Cold Blue has only been on Southern University's campus for maybe, I think it's 3 years. We are one of the top growing organizations on the campus, one of the hottest organizations on the campus, and we have gained a like massive following, massive gain of people that want to be a part of the team, massive amount of support from not even just students, from alumni, people that doesn't even know who Cold Blue is. Even famous people, like we have currently have accounts going viral right now on TikTok. So like when it comes to stuff like that, I don't necessarily comment because our work speaks for itself. They work hard, they put in the work, they know what they need to do. And if they have somebody like me in their corner, they're always going to be great. You guys can follow the Code Blue Instagram, and my Instagram account is in the bio, but it's probably not going to be reactivated until my birthday, which is in July.
Okay.
My social media is my name, Jasmine, JASMYN, Sydney, SYDNEY. That's it. Instagram. On every platform, actually.
My social media is my name as well, DESTINEE _JASHUNA.